we'd like to especially welcome you on this evening when the National Hockey League pauses briefly in time to honor a great game and the players past and present who have made it so. The 25th anniversary of the host team, the Philadelphia Flyers, salute the National Hockey League's 75th anniversary, and we say hello to all of you here in the building, and we welcome you, and throughout North America on the facilities of SportsChannel, the Sports Network, and RDS. Now, Chief, you played in this league for a few years. Did any of these stars ever score against you?
Well, I think you'd have to say who didn't score, and that leaves it right to Emil Francis, their coach.
All right, let's get to the point. We are thrilled now and honored to bring back players from 6 different decades, including one who played in the original All-Star game. Let's begin with a 16-year veteran of the New York Rangers, the longest tenure by any defenseman with more goals, assists, and time than any other. Broadway Blue, welcome back, number 4, Ron Greschner. From the Minnesota North Stars, currently a Flyers assistant coach, a 10-year star in Minnesota with many of their defense records. Welcome number 4, Craig Hartsburg. A Hall of Famer, a brilliant 20-year career with Toronto and Detroit, making all-star teams as a forward and a defenseman, 8 cups, coach of the Kings and the Pittsburgh Penguins at one time. Welcome the incomparable number 4, Len Red Kelly. With his fabulous pyramids. This gentleman played in the first All-Star game 45 years ago. Nicknamed Terrible Ted, he comes to us as a 75th anniversary NHL ambassador, and along with Gordie Howe and Sid Abel formed one of the great lines of hockey. Welcome number 5, Ted Lindsay. There was no greater pride in our league during the late 60s and 70s when these 3 brothers played together. We're welcoming one of them, a 14-year veteran. He, along with his late brother Barkley and Bill, made the St. Louis Blues sing. Welcome the Vice President and Director of Player Personnel of the Blues, number 5, Bob Plager. First overall pick, Norris Trophy winner, 4 times a Stanley Cup, and until this year held every record for defenseman goals, assists, and penalty minutes, the incomparable number 5, Dennis Potvin. This player pulled off a rare doubleheader. He won Olympic gold in the late spring and then came on 2 months later to join the Islanders for 4 Stanley Cups in a row. A 10-year veteran, now their assistant coach in New York. Welcome number 6, Ken Morrow. The most popular player in the history of the New York Rangers, more goals, assists, and time than any other. His number 7 is retired. He's a Hall of Famer. Welcome number 7, Rod Gilbert. From the Calgary Flames, the 75th anniversary NHL ambassador. All of Canada rejoiced in '89 when his team won the Cup because in his last of 16 years, he picked up that 500th goal in that cherished Cup. The most effective player in the country of Canada, they love him, number 9, Lanny McDonald. All right. From the Quebec Nordiques, another of our 75th year anniversary ambassadors, born to play with the Canadians and certainly the most beloved player in that province with Quebec, with Montreal, of a short tenure with the New York Rangers, number 10, Guy Lafleur. He started North America along with his Swedish teammate Anders Ekberg and Bobby Hull for an electric line with the original Winnipeg Jets. Played 4 more years later on with the New York Rangers, still with that organization. We welcome back number 11, centerman Ulf Nilsson. They said this guy was too small to play, but after 18 seasons, only 2 players have more goals, assists, or points in a career than he does, and they are Wayne Gretzky and Phil Esposito. He was part of the famed Triple Crown line along with Charlie Simmer and Dave Taylor. Number 16, Marcel Dion. 16 years in the league. 836 games, and he gave you a hard fight every minute. The most popular guy they call Bugsy. Welcome from the Detroit Red Wings, number 18, Brian Watson. How good was he? 12 years with the Canadiens, 8 Stanley Cups, and was the pivot pin on a great line with Steve Shutt and Guy Lafleur. Welcome number 25, Jacques Lemaire. Great player with Toronto, played briefly with Philadelphia and set the world on fire in February of 1976. 6 goals, 4 assists in 1 game for 10 points. Welcome a Hall of Famer, number 27, Darryl Sittler. From the Pittsburgh Penguins, in his 18 years, 270 goaltending victories, putting him 15th on the list. Welcome number 27, Gilles Meloche. How many people use the nickname around the league, Oh Mayo? It's Eddie Mio. 85 wins in the playoffs and the regular season in his 7-year career. Welcome number 41, Ed Mio. Okay. All right. Now, 22 years in Chicago. 22 years, 1,500 points. His greatest player of all, Mr. Blackhawk, Stan Mikita. 14 years with the Islanders. He was called Mr. Overtime and scored their first cup-winning goal in 1980. Number 11, Bobby Nystrom, number 23. Another tough guy. He could have been a Major League Baseball player, but thankfully for the league and for the NHL, he decided on hockey. 4-cup winner with the New York Islanders, number 11, Clark Gillies. The coach for the National Hockey League, known as the Cat in his goaltending days, general manager and coach of the Rangers, also general manager of St. Louis, and now with Hartford, Emil Francis. And now for the lineup for the heroes of the Philadelphia Flyers. An original draft pick. He won 2 cups in his time here and actually wound up second to the rookie voting of the year to Bobby Orr, number 2, Eddie Van Impe. In December of 1976, this defenseman set the record for points in a game for a defenseman, 4 goals and 4 assists, nicknamed Sparky, number 3, Tommy Bladen. He teamed in his first season with the National Hockey League with defenseman Ted Harris to form a great pairing in the Flyers' second cup win in 1975. Number 5, Larry Goodenough. Most popular Flyer players of all time. He wore the number 6, 2 cups, the Moose, André Dupont. Played on a line with Bob Clark, fine, handsome young winger. Welcome back, number 8, Lou Morrison. He changed the record book, he changed the rule book, he changed the face of hockey as well as some of its players. Number 8, Dave the Hammer Schultz. Patrolled the left wing for 11 years. Scored the cup-winning goal in Buffalo in '75. Nicknamed the Hound, number 9, Bob Kelly. The number 1 pick in 1975 and we're happy to bring him in as the first general manager of the Ottawa Senators, number 10, Mel Bridgman. A member of the Flyers Cup teams, and now in an accelerated broadcast career in the United States and Canada, welcome number 10, Bill Clement. Two-time Cup winner, affectionately nicknamed during his tenure here as the Big Bird, number 11, Don Selesky. One half of a great brother team from Smithers, British Columbia, number 20, welcome defenseman Jimmy Watson. They hated him until he came here as a, where are you, Jimmy?
Joe G.
All right. A journeyman in the National Hockey League and a favorite here in his brief tenure, 17, Eddie Hospodar. Now we'll move along. We have one stretch, and we'll change the sheet. Can you grab a page there? No? I'll be there. Drop the page. Okay, here we go. All right. 14 NHL seasons on the left wing with McLeish and Dornhofer, now in California. Welcome number 18, Ross Lonsbury. When he was acquired from Boston, they said he would score goals, and he certainly did. The Flyers' first 50-goal scorer, first 100-point producer, number 19, Rick McLeish. Cruising the right wing for Cup years, known as the Cowboy, welcome number 21, Bill Flett. Two All-Star appearances during an 11 NHL season career, left wing number 21, Al Secord. You'll remember this speedster during the early 80s. Welcome number 22, TJ Tommy Gorence. An original draft pick, a 9th career, went on to Vancouver to be an ace player for the Canucks and their captain. Bring back number 25, Kevin McCarthy. A member of the Flyers championship seasons at center ice, affectionately known as the Little O, number 26, Orest Kindrachuk. Recently elected to the Flyers Hall of Fame, 61 goals in 1975-76, 19 in the playoffs, which is still a record. The Rifle, the Chief, 27, Ricky Leach. As early as a November ago, the National Hockey League Player of the Month, 12 seasons in the league, a Vezina Trophy winner, number 33, Pete Peters. More points than any other left winger in Flyers history. His number is retired. He's a member of the Hall of Fame, number 7, Bill Barber. We understand now that after getting skates fixed, we can officially introduce Jimmy Watson. The longest professional career in the history of Philadelphia, 3-time a Hart Trophy winner, general manager of the Minnesota North Stars, the greatest Flyer of them all, Robert Hart. and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, on the bench, number 1, ladies and gentlemen, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please. We want to direct your attention to the Flyers bench. And number 1, another retired Hall of Famer, Bernard Marcel Perron. The trainers for the Philadelphia Flyer Heroes of Hockey, Bill Delaney, Frank Lewis, and Jim McKenzie. The coaches, the original Flyer coach, their longtime general manager, vice president, Keith Allen. Larry Zeidel, The Rock, a 39-year-old rookie in the Flyers' first year. And the guy whose statue is out front representing SCORE, and the first Flyer winning overtime goal in this building, and a member of the Flyers Hockey Hall of Fame, Gary Dornhofer. The referees tonight, 24-year veteran of the lines, John D'Amico. And a 19-year veteran of the whistle with the red armband, welcome, Wally Harris. At this time, we're going to direct your attention to center ice, where Bill Clement is going to make a very special and a very surprise presentation.
Thank you, Gene. A number of months ago, our Flyers alumni embarked on a very ambitious project, but we knew it would be a worthwhile one. We set out to establish a fund that would be used to help former Flyers who in the future perhaps will be in need of financial aid. So what we did is we commissioned an artist, and we asked him to try and capture the essence of what it meant to be a Flyer in the 70s. And from the original, the plan was to create a number of lithographs, a very limited number of lithographs, make those available to the public. The painting is by artist Stan Kotzen. We think it's one of the most beautiful pieces we've ever seen, and it is simply titled Broad Street Bullies. And now, beautiful. Now that the project has been completed and we have our lithographs, we had to make a decision, and that was, what do we do with the original? And when it came right down to it, there wasn't a decision to make, because there is one man here tonight without whom most of us wouldn't be standing on this blue line, and without whom there would not have been an All-Star game here in 1976, to say nothing of the game which will be played here tomorrow afternoon. So it is with great pride and pleasure as president of the Flyers alumni that I present our Broad Street Bullies to our founding father, Mr. Ed Snyder.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to perform the national anthems of Canada and the United States is an all-male a cappella singing group that is tonight's show at the Super Bowl 13 and will be appearing at the Summer Olympics in Barcelona, Spain. So please, would you all stand and join in the internationally renowned group from Colgate University, recording artists, the Colgate 13.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I hope you don't have too many good memories of this building.
I didn't have any good memories here, dude.
Perfect. You're not going to hack and slash like you always do, are you?
I never hacked you once. It was always those other guys I was worried
Are
about.
we going to wager on this or what?
Well, how about dinner after the game?
The city of the winner's choice, though.
Perfect.
I know one thing. If we had it a weigh-in, we would have won.
You're right there.
Good luck.
All right, have fun.
Well, fun is the keynote, the theme of All-Star Weekend on SportsChannel America. The heroes of the years past and the Broad Street Bullies, as they're affectionately known, will line up in just a moment.
1980s in a short series as a member of the New York Rangers, and Pete Peters had quite a history with this team. Was one of the most impressive rookies to ever hit the NHL back in the 1979 and 80 season. Had splendid seasons with Boston and Washington before finishing up here. And he is remembered, as are so many of these guys. You will not see any helmets other than the masks on the two goaltenders and undoubtedly the feathered cap of Cowboy Bill Flatt, who always wears his hat during these games.
Well, Ted Lindsay, at 66 years of age, is over on left wing. Guy Lafleur and Stan Mikita for the heroes of hockey. And the Flyers in those black uniforms have McCarthy and Jimmy Watson on defense, Bill Barber, Bob Clark, and Reggie Leach up front. You talk about a time warp. There's the rifleman, the Watson, and up the middle it goes. McCarthy still got the moves. Clark finds Leach. Neal found the shot.
Over the period of time that the Flyers have been playing games for charity in the Delaware Valley, they have only lost twice, and this goes back over a decade. And those two losses have both been within the last year to the New York Islanders.
I noticed there were a lot of very short memories amongst the people in the crowd here when names like Morrill, Potvin, Gillies, and especially Nystrom were announced.
Well, you have that. They remember. And I'm sure that this crowd would probably, the guys in the black would probably get a pretty strong chorus of boos if they were playing in Uniondale right now, too.
No doubt. Ulf Nielsen on pass toward center ice. Ron Greshner found Nielsen, a couple of former New York Ranger teammates, and there's Lanny McDonald just shooting one wide of Pete Peters.
Sure helps in a game like this to have youthful goaltenders like Ed Neo at one end and Pete Peters at the other.
But Eddie was telling us before the game that he's not youthful, although he is the president of the Detroit Red Wings Alumni Club, and they do play an awful lot of games over the course of the season. That's Tommy Bladen.
All right, wave off icing.
Make them skate. Why not?
Two 15-minute halves is what we're into here tonight, and there will only be stoppages on a couple of occasions for commercials. The rest of the time they'll play running time.
Fans of the 1980 Stanley Cup Final, there was an interesting moment. DuPont back at the blue line. Nystrom moving up on him. And here's DuPont turning away from Nystrom. And fed it over to the right side. That's Larry Izzy Goodenut. Wasn't here a whole long time. The Flyers now have moved in. Dave the Hammer Schultz up to TJ Gorentz. And here's Red Kelly with a feed to Marcel Dion. And there's Darryl Sittler on the left side to Dion, and he tipped it wide of Peters. Ends up in the mesh back of the net. And Goodenut moved it to the right side. Gorentz up through the middle. Couldn't get McLeish open at the Heroes blue line. Now they do get over the line. Goodenut to McLeish. There's Craig Hartsburg back for the guys in white, the heroes of hockey. Marcel Dion, who I'm sure is headed for the Hockey Hall of Fame on his first year of eligibility next year, is cleared at the center ice.
It was great seeing some of the good old jerseys from the past. Marcel wearing that old gold and purple one that you remember from your first NHL broadcasting position out in Los Angeles.
Yeah, but he wasn't around to wear it at that time. If only he'd been. You know, we're on the wrong coast, don't you? Every National Hockey League game played in California this season has been a sellout.
That's right. San Jose as well as Los Angeles. Chicago and Detroit have sold out every game as well this year.
And the Spectrum is jam-packed tonight.
Well, the people here never forget the contribution that this Flyers club made. This was branded a city of losers back in the late 60s and into the 70s. And these guys showed the people here in town how to celebrate, and they did 2 million strong in both of their Stanley Cup championships in 74 and 75.
Jacques Lemaire is out with Clark Gillies and Rod Gilbert for the Heroes of Hockey. Gilbert.
Was that offside?
There was no whistle. There are no rules, obviously.
They're chanting, "Let's go Flyers" now as Lemaire moves in. I was just flashing back in history. I saw Gillies at the line. Remember 1980? And I saw no offside call this time, too.
And where is Leon Stickle?
He's getting a well-deserved weekend off from his busy schedule.
Got to be chuckling somewhere that we would remember, as so many do. What appeared to be an offside, and Butch Goring, Gillies, and the rest of the Islanders got a break. Ended up winning the game, game 6 in overtime. What an ovation tonight for this man, Robert Earl Clark.
But we do have penalty shots.
And think back, if you will, to those wonderful seasons. 15 of them with the Philadelphia Flyers. Twice got to hoist the Stanley Cup.
Well, if this is a cathedral, Bob Clark is certainly the Archangel. He has never been forgotten, even following his departure, and there were a lot of Minnesota North Stars fans in May, located right here in the Delaware Valley, where Pennsylvania, Delaware, and New Jersey come together.
So we have a first break in the action here. There is still no score between the Heroes of Hockey and the Flyers All-Star team. Inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1966. Over and above his playing career, he coached as well. I don't think he coached the guys this way, but in deference to his age, he, on a penalty shot, was pushed toward Pete Peters.
That's the first time I've ever seen 5 in on the goalie. One time earlier this year, they used to say, "Hey, it's us against the league." Well, tonight it is. And they are leading by a score of 1-0. Bob Kelly scoring on a penalty shot at 9:53. It has been a 2-half, 15-minute running time game. One, as you see.
Sittler up ahead to Dion. It'll go right to Pete Peters. Evan McCarthy on the exchange, overskated it, picks it up again, gives it to McLeish. He is checked by Brian Watson. McLeish tumbled to the deck and is shaken up. And the play offside. We have 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in this period of hockey. Yarber Yager, and there's the big guy, Mario Lemieux, talking to the youngsters, the stars of the future. They've all gathered tonight in Philadelphia.
Yeah, great pad stop by Ed Mio. Just tried to lift it over the left pad, and of course no follow-up shot there. It's interesting to see Tim Cheveldae. You'd think the guy would get a night off sometime, but that's part of his excellence. Because he missed one game all year, either starting or finishing it for Detroit.
Cheveldae every day.
That's it.
Gillies trying to put the puck back in the net, did, but Lemaire is well covered here. Secord Watson came out in front and brought out of the zone by Oris Kindrachuk. Little low. Red Kelly got in front of him. Selesky got to the puck. Kept it by Gilles Melange. Now Secord for the shot, and Melange, the save of the night. Watson from the point gets checked, and down the right side comes Lemaire. Dupont drops back. Gilbert takes the pass. Overlap Mark Gillies. Timing is everything. Gillies out to Hartsburg. His shot is blocked. This is Kindrachuk with a minute to go in a tie game. Lesky gets checked at the blue line. Look for a loose puck. It was taken away by Dupont. Moose Dupont has shot it wide of Melange. On the ice, Lafleur and Makita. Red Kelly and Craig Hartsburg.
I wouldn't say the Flyers, I'm sorry, I wouldn't say the Flyers were disorganized. At one point they had 11 guys out, and another point they only had 3.
And now Lindsay has come up to join the play. Popham with the puck. His shot is blocked, and here's a breakaway. Eddie Boxcar Hospodar. Yes, sir. He's out of Bowling Green, Ohio. Broke in with the Rangers in 79-80. Was traded to Hartford and signed by Philadelphia as a free agent. Then they traded him on to Minnesota.
You look down the roster of the two teams, and this is probably one of the guys you'd pick last in on a breakaway, thinking he'd be the one that would get what looks like the winner. But boy, did he ever play it well. Melange got a piece of it, but a great shot by Hospodar. And was he ever happy?
He'll be all over Bridgman now to see if he can't get a contract next season in Ottawa. But a guy who played on 5 teams in 9 seasons, Ed Hospodar, has scored the game-winning goal. Yeah, you go ahead and smile, Eddie. You deserve it. So the Philadelphia Flyers alumni, the Broad Street Bullies, have won it 3-2.
Joe, you almost cost us. You almost cost us.
Good job out there. Hard work, Davey. Hard work, Roscoe. Way to go, Pete. Good job, Larry. Hard work, Mel.
Okay, man. You guys just ran out of time. That's the only difference. Good game, Gilly boy. Good game, Gay. Could have fooled me. You sure you haven't skated for a year? Way to go, Denny. Good game, man. Buenos Aires, Rio de Janeiro.
Ran down the clock. What's this? We won. It's Canadian fun.
Whatever. Good game. Good game, good job. Okay, buddy. Okay, good game.
It's been a fun night thus far, and there's still a lot more to come from the Spectrum. It's All-Star Friday, and you're a part of the action right here on SportsChannel America. The Flyers won it by a score of 3-2. The Philadelphia Flyers alumni defeating the Heroes of Hockey by a score of 3-2 as All-Star Friday continues from Philadelphia. This historic city has seen a lot of great times in the past and more here tonight. What a goal by it.